Hi everyone, my name's Lauren and I'm the Students' Union President here at Glyndŵr. I'm here today to introduce the university's new chair of the Board of Governors, Leigh Griffin, for a quick Q&A. In case you're wondering what this means to you, the Board of Governors is the highest decision-making body at the university. You are represented as students by your elected sabbatical officers to help influence the decisions and best interest of Glyndŵr students. Welcome, Leigh, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you.
So, I'll kick off by asking you what the Board of Governors actually does at the university.
Oh, the easy questions first, eh? It's what the Board of Governors is. It's a group of lay people, as it were, people from the local community with different skills, different experience across different sectors, many of whom have worked in higher education, plus representatives from the staff of the university and the Students' Union of the university, which has got ultimate responsibility for overseeing all aspects of the university's delivery. So it's responsible for making sure that our finances are in order, more importantly, that the quality of the service we offer is good and right, that the range of services we offer is a sensible range for the needs we're trying to meet. Very keen to work with other organisations across Wrexham, North East Wales, around promoting opportunities for people in Wrexham. So it's ultimately responsible for staffing, finances, student experience, student numbers, encouraging students and marketing of the university. So it carries that set of responsibilities.
Why Wrexham?
For me, why Wrexham? I love Wrexham, actually. I love this part of the world. I love North East Wales. It's always struck me, and I live in North Shropshire, so I'm fairly local, and I'm a graduate of a Welsh university, so there's something about back to Wales. But I've always felt that Wrexham has got so much potential, and a sense we're beginning to realise that potential, both as a university that's going places, doing great in student satisfaction, great in social inclusion, which is something that's really important to me, but also as part of the broader community. It's a community, I think, that's on the up and should be achieving more than perhaps it has done, and we've got a role in supporting that.
What advice then would you give to our students, both undergraduate and postgraduate?
I think, I'm not sure if it's advice. I think you're at a very special university, a university that is increasingly well regarded, is a rising star, and that's had tough times, that will face challenges, still face challenges, but is going places and is part of a community and part of the country that is strengthening its voice. And I think I'd advise any student to make the most of it. I can just about think back to my days at university, and it was a mix of wasting a lot of time very productively and learning a lot of really good stuff and making networks that I've cherished through my life. But so to make the most of the opportunities you're given, whether they're academic or social, and believe in yourself. I think any one of us can achieve more than we think, and it's worthwhile stretching yourself to the limits in terms of who you can be and what you can do.
Oh, thank you. So what did you study when you went to university?
I'm a geographer, which is a very kind of, it's one of those subjects that people immediately have perceptions of, but for me it was a subject that just introduced me to a whole range of things, from whether it's glaciation or whether it's the geography of crime, whether it's, and we're seeing nowadays, geopolitics, the importance of that, and I loved it. I loved the broad vision it gave me. And I had no idea when I went to university what I wanted to do. Then I thought, well, I'd quite like to go into lecturing, and that didn't happen anyway. So I ended up falling into the NHS, and most of my career has been in the NHS. And geography, with the broader vision it gave, a great baseline for that.
Oh, thank you.
And that was at Swansea, I must admit. It wasn't in North Wales. I suppose I'm slightly ashamed to say now I'm here, but that was in Swansea many centuries ago. So, yeah.
So what differences then would you say there are between a bigger institution such as Swansea and a small institution like Glyndŵr, and what benefits do you think come from being part of a smaller?
You know, I think that's a really great question, because one of the things I really like about Glyndŵr is its size, and I think that creates that lends itself more readily to a human environment where you bump into people you know a lot more regularly, you can develop more of a rapport between staff and students and governors, I hope. It's cliche to say we're an extended family, but it feels more like that. It's not as anonymous as some larger universities can be. And I think we've learnt the importance of being flexible through the pandemic. We've been able to adapt to distance learning. We've been able to, I think, support our student body more than I believe many other universities do. And there's always more we can do. We're always keen to see how we can develop that further. But I think we've diversified in terms of some of the international courses we're able to give, as well as some of the domestic courses. We feel flexible. We feel quite light on our feet. The flip side is, because we're small, there's a bit of vulnerability about, we have to compete, so we have to be competitive. And I think what's happened in the last 5 years, we've become more competitive and more attractive. And our finances have to be in order. And again, over the last 5 years, we've seen that addressed really effectively.
Yeah, and being, in terms of our successes as a small institution, being number one in the UK for social inclusion,
Brilliant.
and second in the UK for teaching quality.
I was only thinking yesterday that the hardest thing is to sustain success rather than achieve success. It's sustain it. So I think the challenge is how we can keep in that position. It is absolutely brilliant to be recognised for our social inclusion, because I think as a university we have developed to support people who have perhaps traditionally had less opportunity or had been more disadvantaged in terms of accessing. We've enabled a lot of those people to access university and to really benefit from it. We want to keep in that position. We want to keep top of that league. And number two, in terms of teaching and student satisfaction, there's only one place above us, isn't there? So we can aspire to that.
Yes, definitely. There's always room for improvement. But...
Always. I'm afraid I'm one of those people who, I must have been an awful father, because, second, well, why didn't you get first? So, no, with a smile on my face. It's about encouraging and supporting people, and it's about enabling this university to be the best it can be.
Yeah.
That's all we can ask.
Yeah. So where's your favourite spot on campus then?
Oh my goodness. Well, I haven't discovered all of campus yet. I'm still very much the new boy. I keep walking around campus and getting lost, but I'm getting on top of that. To my shame, I haven't yet visited St Asaph or Norfolk, but that's over the next week or two. I'm spending time there. My favourite spot, what a tricky question. I can't say the Costa Coffee Shop in reception, can I? Clearly, I can say the Students' Union, which is a wonderful facility, and will get ever better. And I stop at that point, shall I?
That's a great answer.
No, wherever I'm talking with people who believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
That sounded a bit cliched, didn't it? But it was heartfelt, yeah.
So over the next 5 years or so then, with the university and Students' Union alike, what opportunities do you see for us, or where do you see the university and the Students' Union in the next 5 years?
I think there's a few elements of an answer to that, so I'll try and be quick. I think we will continue to grow a reputation, and I see the university and the Students' Union as absolutely close in doing that. We need to learn from the student experience and the Student Union perspective, and we need to be totally open about the broader perspective we work within, what some of the challenges are facing the board. It's going to continue to be choppy as an organisation, because we know we're heading into a tough period in terms of standards of living and things, and people will need support and help to their well-being as we come out of the pandemic. That's something I'm absolutely committed to strengthening ourselves on. I'm going off the question now, so I'll try and drag myself back onto it. It's, we will need to continually adapt. We need to understand what the marketplace requires, what the people in the local communities, the local businesses, the public sector, the private sector, where are the opportunities, where are the needs, and adapt ourselves to that so we are really relevant to employers, and I think that supports student aspirations as well. I think we need to tackle issues that may exist around coming out of the pandemic. Perhaps people's confidence has been knocked a bit, they're anxious, it's a changing world, isn't it, and we know what's happening internationally. What we can do to support those agendas? We'll develop the campus, part of the gateway to Wrexham. I think we've got some exciting plans for the campus, including a new students' union.
Yeah.
And that's something about displaying in our buildings and in our presence the confidence that we feel in the organisation. The other thing I'd say is I think we're fighting our weight now. That's an awful phrase. I think in the past we've been fearful of competitors, and we're scrapping for our place in the higher education market. I think we can be prouder in that and actually talk about collaboration a little bit more than competition, and using our influence and our growing reputation.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that concludes the questions that I had for you today.
Well, I think you've let me off easy, but can I just say I'm made up to be in Wrexham Glyndŵr and to work with so many fabulous and welcoming people. It does feel a very, very friendly organisation with, as I say, a growing reputation, and I hope to support its continuing growth and success, primarily for the students we serve. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Leigh. And thank you to all who have watched. If you'd like to stay up to date with what's going on across campus at the university, you can follow us on our social media channels and keep up to date with Campus Talk as well. Thank you.